Hey, English learners. Welcome back to the English Leap podcast, your cozy little place to learn easy English through real, everyday conversations. I'm Anna.
And I'm Jake.
And before we start today's conversation, we just want to say thank you for being here with us.
Yeah, really, thank you. Thank you for listening, for learning with us, and for spending part of your day with us.
It honestly means a lot. Every time you come back to this little space, it makes it feel more warm, more alive, and more special.
And we also want to remind you of something important. Listening is not a small thing in language learning. It is a real skill.
Yes, every time you listen, even on quiet days when progress does not feel obvious, your English is still growing.
You're learning the rhythm of the language,
The sound of real sentences,
the way words connect.
and the way ideas are expressed naturally.
So even if speaking still feels slow sometimes, please do not think that listening is doing nothing.
Because it is doing a lot,
Maybe not loudly.
but deeply.
And if you've been learning with us for a while and you've noticed even a small change in your English,
Share it in the comments.
because your progress might encourage someone else today too.
And tell us where you're listening from as well. We always love seeing which little corners of the world are here with us.
Yeah, we really do.
All right. And speaking of real life, Jake, why do you suddenly look like you're hiding something?
Because I am. Anna, before we start, I need to admit something.
Uh-oh, that tone is never a good sign. Go on.
Last night, I looked at the clock and said very seriously, "Tonight, I'm sleeping early."
Mm-hmm.
And then, at 12:47 a.m., I was still awake watching a video called How to Make a Wooden Cabin in the Finnish Forest.
No. Jake, why were you there?
I do not know. I do not live in Finland. I do not build cabins. I do not even like mosquitoes.
See, this is exactly the problem. Healthy habits always sound so simple until your actual life shows up.
Exactly. In theory, everybody has a beautiful routine. In real life, your brain says, let's ruin everything for no reason.
Right. You make one good plan and then suddenly you're tired, hungry, distracted, emotionally fragile, and somehow holding your phone like it pays rent.
That is painfully accurate.
So, yes, today we're talking about healthy habits that change your life, but not in that fake, perfect, just wake up earlier and drink more water kind of way.
Yeah, because real healthy habits are messier than that. They're connected to stress, energy, emotions, comfort, routine, and honestly, the kind of relationship you have with yourself.
Because sometimes when people say, I need better habits, what they really mean is, I don't feel like I'm taking care of myself properly.
Yes. Or, I keep doing things that make my life harder, and I don't know how to stop.
Exactly. And that's why this topic matters. We're not just talking about food or sleep or exercise. We're talking about patterns, the small things you repeat that slowly shape your whole life.
And the scary part is, those small things do not look powerful in the moment.
Yeah.
But repeated every day, they can change your mood, your body, your focus, your confidence, even your identity.
Wow. So this episode began with your bedtime failure, and now we're talking about identity.
That's range.
Fair enough.
Also, this is a B2 level episode, so if your English is around intermediate level, you are in the right place.
And please don't worry if you don't understand every single word. You really do not need perfect English here.
Just stay with the conversation. Listen for meaning first. Let the English sink in naturally.
And later in the episode, we'll have our calm word tour, where we go over some useful words, idioms, and phrasal verbs from today's conversation.
So while we talk about habits that can change your life, you'll also build your English in a natural way.
And before we begin, we want to ask you something.
What is one healthy habit you keep promising yourself, but keep breaking up with?
That is such a dramatic way to say it.
But it's true.
Honestly, sleeping on time.
Strong answer.
Embarrassingly strong.
Mine is saying, I'll just check one thing on my phone.
Ah, yes. Modern history's least honest sentence.
Truly.
All right, let's get into it.
Okay, can I start with a slightly uncomfortable truth?
Depends. Is it one of those truths that sounds wise in the morning and annoying at night?
Yes, exactly that kind.
Go on then.
Most people already know what a healthy habit looks like.
Yes, that's so true.
People know sleep matters. People know movement matters. People know stress matters. So usually the problem is not information.
Right. Nobody hears, vegetables are good for you, and whispers, this changes everything.
Exactly.
The hard part is not knowing. The hard part is living.
Real life is where everything gets messy.
Because real life is weird. You're tired, your phone is glowing, your mood is unstable, and suddenly the healthy plan you made at 8 a.m. feels like it was written by another person.
Morning you is very ambitious.
Morning me has hope.
Night you has snacks.
Sadly, yes.
And that's why this first point matters. Healthy habits are not only actions. A lot of the time they're identity choices.
Say more.
A habit gets stronger when it stops feeling like a random task and starts feeling like part of who you are.
Yes, like saying, I'm someone who takes care of my body, instead of, I'm trying to be healthier this week.
Exactly. The second one feels temporary. The first one feels personal.
And that's why the word here is intentional.
Right. If something is intentional, you do it on purpose, with awareness, not randomly, not just because the day dragged you somewhere.
And honestly, that already feels healthier, even before the habit becomes perfect.
Because a healthy life is built through small, intentional choices that repeat quietly over time.
So maybe the better question is not what habit should I copy, but what do I want my daily choices to say about me?
That is such a better place to begin.
But even when people know who they want to be, there's still another problem.
The environment.
Yes, your environment is often stronger than your willpower.
It really is.
People say, why do I keep eating biscuits? While the biscuits are in a clear jar on the counter like confident little villains.
Or, why do I keep checking my phone at night while the phone is literally beside the pillow?
A toxic bedtime companion.
And this matters because people blame themselves too quickly. They say, I have no discipline, when sometimes their whole setup is working against them.
Your room matters. Your desk matters. Your kitchen matters. Your notifications matter. What you see first matters.
It's like trying to walk forward while the floor is quietly moving backward.
Yes, exactly.
I had this with sleep. I kept saying I wanted to sleep earlier. Very serious, very mature. But every night my laptop was open, my phone was charged, and I had no real bedtime routine.
So basically, your environment said, no, we're staying awake.
Exactly.
And this is where the word detrimental fits.
Yes, if something is detrimental, it's harmful. It quietly makes things worse for you.
And sometimes the most detrimental things are not dramatic. They're just always there.
Constant noise, constant temptation, constant easy distraction.
So instead of asking, why am I so weak? Maybe a better question is, what around me keeps making the unhealthy choice easier?
That question is kinder and smarter.
Because sometimes the problem is not your character. Sometimes it's your setup.
And once you see that, another truth becomes clearer too.
A lot of unhealthy habits are not really about pleasure.
They're about comfort.
Yes, many unhealthy habits are emotional coping tools.
That point matters a lot.
Because sometimes people say, I'm lazy, when the real story is, I'm overwhelmed.
Or lonely.
Or mentally tired. Or trying to feel better quickly.
Exactly. Stress eating, doom scrolling, staying up too late, drinking too much coffee. A lot of these habits are emotional before they are practical.
They give temporary relief.
even when tomorrow has to pay for it.
Yes.
I had a season like that once. I was overworking, undersleeping, drinking coffee late, answering messages at silly hours, and calling it responsibility.
Hmm.
But really, I was just pushing myself too hard every day.
You were burning the candle at both ends.
Right. If you burn the candle at both ends, it means you're doing too much and using too much energy without enough rest.
It sounds impressive.
It does. Very adult, very productive.
Meanwhile, your nervous system is writing a complaint.
Exactly.
And that's why I think the better question is not only how do I stop this habit, but what is this habit doing for me emotionally?
Is it giving comfort, escape, numbness, relief?
Because if you remove the habit without understanding the need underneath it, something else often takes its place.
That's like taking away the umbrella without stopping the rain.
See? That's why metaphors help.
They really do. And then there's another layer to all of this.
Modern life itself.
Yes, modern life rewards unhealthy patterns all the time.
It absolutely does. Sit more, scroll more, sleep less, order faster, reply now, keep going. Do not be still for even 5 minutes.
That really is the modern lifestyle speech.
And that's why people sometimes feel like they're failing privately, when actually they're fighting something much bigger.
Because a lot of unhealthy choices are designed to be easy. Convenience is not always on your side.
Rest takes intention. Walking takes intention. Cooking takes intention. But distraction? Distraction is already open.
Yes, the unhealthy option is often the default option.
Your phone never says, "Are you sure you want to lose 40 minutes to nonsense?"
No, it says, here are 3 more things that will steal your attention.
Exactly.
And this is where cut back on fits really well.
Right. If you cut back on something, you reduce it. Not necessarily to 0, but to a healthier amount.
And I like that phrase because it feels realistic.
Yes. Cut back on scrolling. Cut back on constant noise. Cut back on stress snacking. Cut back on always being available.
It sounds like adjustment, not punishment.
Which matters, because a habit only works if it fits your actual life.
Yes, not your fantasy life, your real one.
Not the version of you who wakes up glowing, has 2 free hours every morning, and somehow enjoys decorating yogurt with seeds.
A mythical woman.
Truly.
I tried one of those perfect routines once. Wake up early, stretch, journal, read, meditate, make a beautiful breakfast. It looked amazing on paper.
Dangerous sentence.
By day 3, I was annoyed, behind schedule, and weirdly angry at oats.
Angry at oats is such a specific adult crisis.
It really is, and that's when I realized the routine was not sustainable.
Yes, if something is sustainable, it means you can actually continue it over time. It fits your energy, your schedule, and your real life.
That word changed a lot for me. I stopped asking, what looks impressive, and started asking, what can I actually keep doing?
That's such a healthier question.
Because a routine you quit after 5 days is less useful than a small one you can keep for 5 months.
Yes, a 10-minute walk you actually do is better than a 1-hour workout you keep postponing forever.
And that's where moderation matters too.
Right. Moderation means balance. Not too much, not too little.
Which sounds simple, but people struggle with it because dramatic plans feel exciting.
Humans love saying, from tomorrow, everything changes.
And then tomorrow arrives like, good luck with that.
Exactly.
But moderation is quieter. It asks, what is enough? What is realistic? What will actually support me?
And that feels less glamorous online, but much more peaceful in real life.
And when something finally fits your life, something beautiful starts happening.
You begin to trust yourself again.
Yes, small habits build self-trust over time.
That point matters so much because people think habits are only about results. but they're also about the relationship you build with yourself.
Every time you keep one small promise to yourself, something inside you settles a little.
Like, oh, maybe I can rely on me.
Exactly.
I had a tiny habit once that helped me more than I expected. After dinner, I would just walk for 10 minutes. That was it.
Just 10?
Just 10. But it mattered because I actually stuck to it.
Right. If you stick to something, you keep doing it consistently. You stay with it.
Yes, and that felt powerful. Not because the habit was dramatic, but because I kept my word to myself.
That builds real confidence.
It does, because when you keep breaking promises to yourself, even tiny ones, your own voice starts sounding less serious.
And then people think they need a bigger plan when sometimes they need a smaller promise.
That is such a good line.
I used to be very dramatic if I missed a few days. Well, I failed. It's over.
Ah, yes. I missed Tuesday. My entire character is broken.
Exactly. But learning to get back on track changed that.
Yes, if you get back on track, you return to what was helping you after getting off course.
And that phrase matters because healthy people are not people who never mess up. They're people who know how to return.
That is such an important difference.
The skill is not perfection. The skill is return.
Return without shame, return without drama, return without turning one bad week into a whole identity.
Because one missed workout does not mean you are now deeply committed to the sofa.
Those sofas are very convincing.
Extremely. And that brings us to the deepest point of all, I think.
Yeah, the deepest healthy habit is learning to care for yourself without punishment.
That one really matters. Because a lot of people start healthy habits from anger. They're frustrated with themselves, so they try to change through pressure.
Yes, the tone becomes fix yourself, hurry, be better.
Maybe that works for a few days.
But it rarely feels peaceful.
And most of the time, it backfires. Because punishment creates more stress, and stress pushes people back toward the habits they were trying to escape.
It becomes a loop.
Yes, which is why health has to include something restorative.
Right. If something is restorative, it helps you recover. It gives you back energy, calm, or balance.
And that changes the feeling of a habit. A walk becomes restorative. Better sleep becomes restorative. A quiet moment becomes restorative.
Because then you're not treating yourself like a machine. You're treating yourself like a human being.
Exactly.
I had a moment like that once after a rough month. I was tired, scattered, not eating well, not resting properly, and talking to myself in this cold, efficient voice. And one evening, I almost made some huge recovery plan. Pages of rules, very intense. And then I stopped and thought, what would actually help me feel cared for tonight?
What did you do?
Nothing impressive. I cleaned my room a little, made something simple to eat, took a warm shower, put my phone away, and slept properly.
That sounds lovely.
It was. And the important part is, I did not do it because I hated myself. I did it because I was tired and needed care.
That is such a big shift.
It really is. Because when healthy habits come from self-respect, they feel steadier, less harsh, less dramatic.
And that's where resilient comes in too.
Yes, if you're resilient, you can recover, adapt, and keep going after difficulty.
So resilience is not being hard like stone. It's being flexible enough to bend, recover, and return.
More like a tree than a statue.
Yes, a statue looks strong, but one big crack and it's finished. A tree moves with the weather.
That is such a beautiful image.
And I think healthy habits should make you more tree-like, more able to recover, more able to return, more able to care for yourself when life gets hard.
Because honestly, anybody can follow a routine during a perfect week.
The real question is, can your habits still support you when the week is messy?
Yes.
Can they still hold you when you're tired, stressed, emotional, disappointed, or starting again?
And maybe that's why healthy habits can change your life, not because they make you look perfect from the outside, but because over time, they teach you how to live with yourself more kindly,
More intentionally,
more sustainably,
with more moderation,
with fewer detrimental patterns around you.
and with enough self-trust to stick to what helps, cut back on what harms, and get back on track when life pulls you off course.
That was smooth.
Thank you. I had one good moment.
You had several.
But really, if there's one thing I hope people take from this episode, it's this. Health is not a punishment plan. It's a care plan.
Yes. It's not about becoming a perfect person. It's about becoming someone who knows how to look after their own life a little better.
One choice at a time.
And honestly, that is a much kinder place to begin.
A much kinder place.
All right, and before we move into our word tour, take a second and ask yourself this.
What is one small habit that would make your life feel a little more cared for this week?
Not more impressive, not more extreme, just more cared for.
Hold that thought, and let's go into today's word tour.
Ah, yes, our calm little word tour, thank goodness. Let's slow it down for a moment and look at some really useful words and phrases from today's episode.
Yes, these are the words we used while talking about healthy habits, stress, self-trust, and the way small choices shape your life.
So let's begin with our first word from today's conversation, intentional.
If something is intentional, it means you do it on purpose. You are not doing it by accident or just reacting without thinking. There is awareness behind it.
For example, she became more intentional about how she started her mornings.
Or, healthy habits feel stronger when your choices are intentional, not random. Repeat, intentional.
Intentional. Next, a very useful word, detrimental.
If something is detrimental, it is harmful. It has a bad effect on you, even if that effect is quiet or gradual.
For example, too much screen time at night can be detrimental to your sleep.
Or, a stressful environment can be detrimental to your health over time. Repeat, detrimental.
Detrimental. Now let's go to an idiom from today's episode, burn the candle at both ends.
If you burn the candle at both ends, you do too much and use too much energy without enough rest. You push yourself from every direction.
For example, he was burning the candle at both ends and started feeling exhausted all the time.
Or, you cannot stay healthy if you keep burning the candle at both ends every week. Repeat, burn the candle at both ends.
Burn the candle at both ends. Next, a phrasal verb that feels very realistic. Cut back on.
If you cut back on something, you reduce it. Not always completely, but enough to make it healthier or more manageable.
For example, she is trying to cut back on sugar.
Or, he decided to cut back on late-night scrolling so he could sleep better. Repeat, cut back on.
Cut back on. Our next word is sustainable.
If something is sustainable, it means you can keep doing it over time. It fits your life in a realistic way.
For example, a 10-minute walk every day is more sustainable than a plan you quit after 2 days.
Or, the best routine is not the most impressive one. It is the most sustainable one. Repeat, sustainable.
And that brings us to another important word, moderation.
Moderation means balance. Not too much, not too little, just enough to support you in a healthy way.
For example, he still enjoys desserts, but in moderation.
Or, healthy living often works better through moderation than through extremes. Repeat, moderation.
Moderation. Next, a phrasal verb from our self-trust point, stick to.
If you stick to something, you continue doing it. You stay committed to it instead of giving up easily.
For example, she made a simple routine and actually stuck to it.
Or, it is easier to stick to small habits that fit your real life. Repeat, stick to.
Stick to. And now, a phrase that really matters in real life, get back on track.
If you get back on track, you return to the right direction after losing focus or falling behind.
For example, he missed a few workouts, but he got back on track the next week.
Or, one bad day does not ruin your progress. You can always get back on track. Repeat, get back on track.
Get back on track. Next, a beautiful word from our final point, restorative.
If something is restorative, it helps you recover. It gives you back some energy, calm, strength, or balance.
For example, a quiet walk in the evening can feel very restorative.
Or, good sleep is one of the most restorative habits you can build. Repeat, restorative.
Restorative. And our final word for today is resilient.
If you are resilient, you are able to recover after stress, difficulty, or disappointment. You bend, but you do not break.
For example, she became more resilient after learning how to care for herself during hard times.
Or, healthy habits can help you become more resilient, not just more productive. Repeat, resilient.
Resilient. And those were our word tour words and phrases from today's episode.
And notice something. None of these words are only about health. You can use them when talking about life, work, emotions, discipline, or personal growth too.
Which is why they're so useful.
So try choosing one or two of them and use them in your own sentence today.
And if you want, write one of those sentences in the comments. We'd love to read them.
And maybe that's the real heart of today's episode. Healthy habits are not about becoming perfect. They're about caring for yourself a little more honestly, one small choice at a time.
Yes, so this week, don't chase a perfect routine. Just come back to one habit that helps you feel a little more like yourself.
Right. Take care of your English.
And take care of your heart. This is Anna.
And this is Jake.
And you've been listening to the English Leap podcast. Bye.
Your progress doesn't end here. To continue advancing your English skills, click on the next video or explore the additional videos we've thoughtfully selected for you.